Good morning, members of the City Council. My name is Fernando Chacon. I am the Program Director of El Centro del Pueblo. We are a nonprofit organization that has been serving the County of Los Angeles since 1974. I am here today on behalf of the children, youth, and families that you see here behind me. They also stand here today in fear that they will lose the playground that has served to profoundly impact all children of the communities that we are a part of. Never was our agency notified by CD13's intention to demolish much-needed playground. During our attempt to renew our lease, city surveyors revealed that the playground was projected to be demolished. CD13 is currently looking to demolish and replace the children's playground with affordable housing. However, for the record, El Centro del Pueblo does support affordable housing, but we should look at other options.
Thank you, Mr. Chacon.
It does not make any sense why we should take away an asset for another. Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Goldberg.
Mr. President, members of the council, my name is Jackie Goldberg, and when I sat in this council, we built that playground that is now under assault. I am here to tell you that this community, Echo Park, that I've lived in all of my adult life, supports all kinds of housing for the homeless and for those who are having a struggle dealing with the high rents in our gentrifying community. But to take an asset like the playground at El Centro del Pueblo, which has, for those 40 years that I've lived in this district, has provided safety for young people in our community, has helped gang members who have been challenged into gangs by a variety of events to get out of those gangs, to become productive members of society. This playground is used by the organization for trauma young people. We all know, there's an increasingly large number of our young people who are living very traumatic lives, unfortunately. And this playground has a part of a federal grant that gives them the opportunity to use that. We all support using the parking lot across the street from this for much larger project. We would prefer it to be all special needs housing, all housing for the homeless. I think that one that they're talking about doing on this playground, not only would we lose the money from the federal government for this trauma program, but that trauma program helps finance other programs by keeping that agency going. This agency has been critical to our community all of my adult life. It has made everybody feel safer. Unfortunately, public opinion is that a lot of the youngsters at El Centro are not welcome at the park across the street because they have tattoos, because they look different, like maybe they're dangerous. This organization is helping to bring those young men and young women back into the community, into productive lives. I'm asking you, find another location. We want it in our neighborhood. We are not opposed to it in our neighborhood. This is a community that has always accepted people literally from all walks of life and in all conditions of life. But we really cannot afford to lose this playground in order to get that housing. And I ask our councilmen to please lead us in finding an alternative site. Thank you very much.
Okay, and Father, before you start, you know, Ms. Goldberg served in this house, and because of that, we always give our former members additional time. But to be fair to everyone else, it's still a minute per speaker. So, Father, the floor is yours.
Okay, good morning, council members. My name is Father Richard Estrada. I'm here today representing Jovenes Inc. For 25 years, Jovenes Inc. has provided services for homeless youth. We are here today to support El Centro del Pueblo in their efforts to keep their playground open. Our communities lack safe recreational space for families, and the playground provides a haven for people in our community who are not welcome in other recreation facilities. So to hear it maybe tear it down would be a big blow to us. We are here today as not as a mere form of protest, but to ask you, Councilman O'Farrell, to display moral leadership. We ask you to be transparent. We ask you to find another place of land for this development, not one that is close to trendy bars and restaurants. Okay.
Thank you, Father. Next. And if I could get Maria Marquez, Jackie Vargas, Juan Arriaga, and please come forward. Yes, identify yourself.
Good morning, Council President, Council members. My name is Lisa Hirsch-Marin, and I'm a mental health expert for the past 25 years. I'm also a 25-year resident in Silver Lake and Echo Park, and the former director of mental health at El Centro del Pueblo. And I'm here to urge you not to take services away from one vulnerable population of children to serve another vulnerable population of needed affordable homeless housing, which I commend you all for doing such a great job at helping. We use that playground for therapeutic purposes, for children to have services that include play therapy, that include socialization activities for children with autism. These children don't have other areas with which to practice these therapeutic behaviors, and that is what that playground is utilized for in our mental health facility, and our funding depends on being able to use that facility for those purposes. Please, I urge you to find the affordable housing solution that doesn't take these services away from those kids.
Thank you. Next speaker, please. Yes, please identify yourself.
Good morning, council members. My name is Juan Carlos Arriaga, and I have been an active member of El Centro del Pueblo for over 10 years. I started as a 12-year-old, and I could guarantee you that that playground has been beneficial to pretty much all our community. It's part of their system where when I started, I did not want to get involved in any of the programs that they wanted to provide, like college prep, tutoring, but and a more appealing side of the playground and the facilities made me get involved. My entire family started going to El Centro. My brother went to summer school where they took full advantage of that playground. And I could guarantee you again that their system goes from elementary school all the way to university, where I could tell you that I just graduated from UC Santa Barbara this past summer, thanks to them. And I believe that shows an accomplishment of what they could do to so many other kids. Thank you.
Welcome.
Buenos días, mi nombre es Jackie Vargas y le pido al señor Eric Garcetti que por favor no quite el patio del Centro del Pueblo, porque los está quitándoles a los niños el patio y eso los va a afectar. El patio del Centro del Pueblo nos ha ayudado porque durante el verano nos aburrimos en la casa y ellos nos invitan a eventos para que nos diviértanos mucho. En el patio del Centro del Pueblo nos ponen actividades y después ponen movies para que familias vengan y pasen una buena tarde en el patio del Centro del Pueblo. Atentamente, Jackie Vargas.
Momento, hay persona por traducir.
Where's our...
No, I.
Oh, we were just informed that our interpreter was in a minor auto accident, so if we could get some assistance.
Did we get someone?
Miss Martinez will do it. Miss Martinez will do it.
Oh,
Speak from your heart.
gracias, gracias.
Hi, my name is Jackie Vargas, and I would like to tell Eric Garcetti to please do not take out the patio en Centro del Pueblo because it's going to affect the kids. And in the patio del Centro del Pueblo, they help us because in the summer we're bored at home, and they invite us to events so we could have fun. and they put activities and movies so families could come and have a good time. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Haiti Vasquez, and I'm gonna start off on just get right on the point. Mitch, on your website it states, and I quote, Mitch is deeply passionate about giving back to his community and supporting families, but you're doing the opposite. This playground is not just benches and grass. It is where I grew up, my second home. If you tear it down, you're tearing down my second home and the children behind me. I have anxiety, so being up here is really brave of me. I'm shaking right now. But El Centro and the playground is where I go to relax myself. When I go, I can't do that at Echo Park. It's already changing enough. See, being a Latina woman is hard enough, getting the looks. I entered here, and the security automatically spoke to me in Spanish. I speak English. I speak English and Spanish, but Centro has helped me just express my culture, and that's something that I love because, thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker. Ms. Martinez, are your services needed, or are we?
No, mi nombre es María Márquez. Soy la abuelita de Jackie Vargas, la niña que habló.
Okay, my name is Maria Vasquez, and I am the grandmother of the little girl who just spoke.
Yo también vengo a apoyar que no cierren ese centro del pueblo porque ahí nuestros niños están.
I'm here to support not to close the playground at el pueblo del Centro del Pueblo.
Es muy necesario que lo tengan abierto porque es bonito ver a las familias que van con los niños.
I'm asking for you to keep it open because it's very nice to see the families and the children that use it.
Les tienen muchos programas, les ponen movies. Es muy necesario que tengan ese centro.
Okay, they put a lot of events together and movies, and it's very nice to have that playground open.
Preferimos tenerlos allí a que anden en las calles haciendo maldades, haciendo.
I prefer that children be there instead of being out in the streets and causing problems and getting into other trouble.
Porque ahorita nuestra juventud se nos está perdiendo en las calles, en las drogas y en todo. Lo digo personalmente.
A lot of our youth is being lost to drugs and crime and street gangs in the area.
Es todo lo que tengo que decir. Gracias.
That's all I have to say. Thank you very much.
Okay, if we could get, I'm trying to get everybody up here, so help me out a little bit. David Diaz, Mark Wilkins, Robert Aguayo, Dr. Freddie Perez, Marco Juarez. Please come forward. Please, quickly, if I call your name, doesn't matter the order. Just come up and identify yourself. Yes, sir. Welcome.
Welcome. Good morning, council members. My name is David Diaz. I'm the former director of urban studies at California State, Cal State LA. Sometimes we have public policy proposals that clash. And in this one, we have a entity that prevents people from getting involved in gangs and drugs, which is the reason this proposal for housing at a very poor location is occurring. It's in the Ramparts Division, which is the most violent precinct in Los Angeles, only 4 square miles. It's in the Westlake Echo Park Pico Union area, which has the largest deficit of open space in the United States. It is also one of the most successful open spaces in the history of this city. If you look at the square footage of this park versus Echo Park, it's astronomical. It probably has one of the most highest userships of the city. There's a lot of things that needed to be explained. Replacement for this, impacts on the gang intervention programs, better location, impacts on the economics of the city.
Thank you, sir.
We have to find a different location. Thank you.
Thank you. Please identify yourself and welcome.
Good morning. My name is Robert Aguayo. I'm the Deputy Director of the Centro del Pueblo. I've been involved with the Centro del Pueblo for over 45 years. I'm a former client of the Centro del Pueblo. I grew up in the Echo Park, Temple Borgia community. And I wanted to say the bottom line with this situation is that this project would totally eliminate our efforts to be able to bring recreation, outdoor recreation to the youth in our community. Although we hear that this project will build some alternative recreational space within the project, our experience has been in years past that our youth will not be accepted in these type of locations. So I urge this city council to look at what can be done to find alternative locations as opposed to the location that they're looking at. We have invited Council Member Mitchell Farrell and CD13 to come to 3 different community forums, and they have never appeared at the community forums. And so that's why we're here today. We came to you guys for help.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next speaker. Yes, identify yourself.
Greetings and good morning, everyone. My name is Victoria Jacques, and I am a parent and a longtime resident of the Elysian Heights Echo Park area, and I am here in favor of the El Centro del Pueblo Community Center's efforts to save our playgrounds. It has been an honor and a privilege to be part of the El Centro family with the children's nonprofit organization Once Upon a December as a basis of operation for free ballet programs and services, serving the community since 2013. In 2016, Once Upon a December was granted nonprofit status by the state of California, and El Centro del Pueblo welcomed our program into their indoor and outdoor spaces for the children of Elysian Heights and Echo Park, where we've become nothing short of family. As someone born and raised in Echo Park, I can attest to the many changes that I have seen take place throughout the years, which many have had an adverse effect on the close-knit community that Echo Park I grew up in once had. And such as I'm here today to show my support in favor of the El Centro keeping our playground for the children in the community, as it has served as a safe haven and a place of unity for after a time of separation, so that we may continue our efforts to build a close-knit community again and expand what we can provide to the benefits of the families.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Next speaker. Welcome, sir. State your name.
Good morning. My name is Dr. Freddie Perez. Thank you for allowing us to come over here, council members. I am an optometrist. I developed the property where my office sits today, and I arrived in Echo Park 40 years ago. Soon after I arrived to Echo Park, I realized there was an issue with gang and graffiti and defacing private property. Soon I realized El Centro was the agency to go to help us with that kind of issue. I approached El Centro. They have been very, very helpful in working with the youth in the community, and I really urge you to please find an alternative location for the playground. It's not a good location, and I'm sure there are some other ones that are much more suitable, more space, farther away from what's going on in Echo Park in the evenings, especially at night after 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Mark Wilkins. I'm here to speak about the economy. There are a lot of great jobs in traditional energy, and hundreds of thousands of families still depend on the income those hardworking men and women generate. Please remember those jobs when we talk about and vote on the future of energy. And it's very imperative that you keep the playgrounds open so that the kids can have a safe haven to look forward to at the end of the day, to have a safe place to hang out, to keep them away from whatever it is that would make them be afraid. Please keep this imperative that you keep the playgrounds open. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes, identify yourself.
Good morning. My name is Marco Juarez, and I'm here again to please stop city inspectors and investigators. Can you please, I have a copy for each of you guys to deliver. And can you please, I like the record to reflect my share, states my opinion that this important message is on record. And since I've been here many times asking you to stop city inspectors and investigators' corruption, and please force public servants to stop harassment, intimidation, retaliation, threats to disabled tenants and low-income families, and to stop helping steal money from all the tenants. And that's many agencies, and I'm even having names and everything to give you before. And this time I give you the copies for you to look at it. And please help us. We need help as a disabled tenant and low-income family to stop all criminal activity by public servants. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Christian Mendez? Do we have Christian Mendez? No, come on now. We let everybody speak. We still have a lot of work to do. You're not helping your cause, please. So do we have Christian Mendez? No Christian? Or is this, could you guys allow this person to speak? Please, you're disrupting the meeting. Oh,
Save the playground.
no, we'll just give you time. Okay, before I call on you, sir, I want to recognize Mr. O'Farrell, noting that we are in the public comment. So
Thank you, Mr. President.
speak
I'll be
accordingly.
very, very brief. So what we're doing is we're evaluating this city-owned lot that is currently under lease month to month by El Centro del Pueblo. I have been a supporter, funder, in word and in deed, and resource provider for El Centro del Pueblo now for going on 18 years. I believe in the mission. I will always believe in their mission. This space can accommodate up to 100 units of permanent supportive housing, and also the uses that are currently being utilized by El Centro del Pueblo. So I welcome anyone who's still here to be part of this conversation. We've had 5 meetings at my office with you, with El Centro del Pueblo, open houses, countless meetings in the community about this proposal. So I invite you to be part of this conversation so that we can talk about solutions, because we can accommodate both, and I look forward to my continuing relationship with El Centro del Pueblo. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. O'Farrell. But members, I see you, Mr. Cedillo. This item is not on the agenda. I gave him an opportunity to just say a few minutes. We're going through public comment right now. So, Mr. Cedillo. And please, city attorney, help them. I want to make sure that they speak, that there are limitations here.
Mr. President, with all due respect, I appreciate that, and I accept your invitation, Mr. O'Farrell, as I always do, and always want to bring my experiences and the resources to bear on this. But in particular, it's important to note, and it's the only reason, Mr. President, why I insist on speaking, is that 60% of the people who get serviced by the Centro live in my district. As you know, we border each other. And so this is across the street. You heard our people talk about it services Westlake. We share that community. It services Pico Union exclusively in my district. And so it's wholly appropriate when 60% of the people who are serviced by the Centro will be impacted. It's an impact, a direct impact on my district. I want to offer to you to work with you. We've had the same challenges in the Northeast and other parts of the city with respect to parking lots. There's a parking lot right across the street that's absolutely 100% appropriate, and we would love to work with you on that. But clearly,
Okay, wait.
Clearly,
Okay, Mr. Cedillo.
let's put the children first.